So,
Coffee, Sean?
Yeah, love one, thank you.
so she went really, really well yesterday. I was really pleased with her. The
Yeah.
progress was great.
Yeah.
Been out this morning hunting. Her hunting is absolutely fine. She's hunting really nice now. She's hunting tight. You've got to keep the hunting away from the retrieving. You've got a choice now. You've reached a crossroads. You've got 70% of the retrieving into the dog that I want at this stage. When I say I've evaluated the retrieving this time you've been here.
Yeah.
You've got another 30% to get. The delivery is terrible.
Yeah.
She drops it when it suits her. And at some point you've got to address the delivery. When you address the delivery, you've got to make a decision. You've got to say, right, now you are going to listen to me and do as you're told. It's part of the obedience. You try and do it with gameplay. Everything is done with gameplay to begin with.
Yeah.
Then we say, right, you know what we want you to do. Now I'm going to show you what to do. If not, I'm going to force you what to do.
Yeah.
So you know what to do because I've shown you. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm going to enforce it.
Yeah.
You're going to enforce the behaviour rather than encourage that behaviour. So we've encouraged the behaviour for a period of time.
Yeah.
And that dog is particularly bad at dropping it and breaking away from it once she's had enough of it.
Yeah.
Today she's let you down, not in a nasty way, but she's gone back to reverting that. I think personally you took that dog hunting too soon, the hunting's taken over.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do any retrieving. You could say, some people would say, some trainers would say, bring it together, go shooting, let her just forget about those birds and eventually she'll start to pick them and bring them in. Yeah, she may do. She may do. Some do, some don't. Some just have got no interest in retrieving, they're only interested in chasing and hunting. It's just the fun of the chase.
Yeah.
Right? You've already tapped into the fun of the chase now with the retrieving.
Yeah.
You've got a retrieving without game. You've got that choice now. I showed you where it was quiet in the back of my car, bench training.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I showed you what we call bench training. But it's called box training. You're training the dog in the box.
Yeah.
Right? You're teaching the dog in the box. Why? Because it can't go left, it can't go right, it can't go back. Well, it can go back, we can bring it forward. But it's in the box, it's got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Right? So you're saying to the dog, I've got control of you. And the idea is, because the dog box is level with your eyesight, roughly,
Yeah.
you're not having to bend down and put it in the dog's mouth. The dog drops it, bend down, put it down, pick it up. Right? It's really, really simple.
Yeah.
Really, really simple. So, Sean, here's your dog.
Yeah.
On the bench. Right? You put the retriever in the dog's mouth like I showed you in the car.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show anybody else because at the end of the day, this is specialist stuff.
Yeah.
You can ruin a dog if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You've got to put the retriever in the dog's mouth in that position and say, hold it. Simple as that, right? Yeah. At some point, as a professional trainer who has to train everybody's dog and get them to the standard that they will stop on a whistle, they'll recall, they'll retrieve to hand,
Yeah.
and they'll deliver to hand. I have to say, right, you will hold it. You will hold it
Yeah.
at some point, right? If the dog keeps spitting it out and spitting it out and spitting it out. I encourage 100% positive to begin with. Where the old-fashioned method in America used to be squeeze the ear, right? Bench train it and dominate it with obedience. 95% of dogs will retrieve to hand with fun-based training.
Yeah.
So why should you have to bench train every dog? So it's a skill that if you're going to have to force a dog to hold it,
Yeah.
then you will force the dog to hold it. But it's the last resort.
Yeah.
And that's why I said to you in on the way back,
Yeah.
you've got to make a decision yourself now.
Yeah.
If you said to me, what would you do as a trainer?
Yeah.
If it was my dog if it was somebody else's dog being trained by me, and I'd put the work into it, and it's still doing that to me, I'd say, right, I'm now going to start making you hold it.
Yeah.
And I'd play a game with her, but I'd build it up in very small stages. First, she's got to sit there, put it in her mouth at that height and hold it. Once she's holding it, I stroke her, I praise her.
Yeah.
I put it in, I'm firm but fair.
Yeah.
She can spit it out as many times as she wants. I will clamp the muzzle, like I've showed you with the flat of the hand.
Yeah.
And I will be firm.
Yeah.
I'll be firm to the point the dog thinks, fucking hell, it's better to hold it than drop it.
Yeah.
Right, at first she's going to be stubborn and go, and if you give in to that,
Yeah.
that dog will never ever retrieve to hand
Yeah.
because it's now won that battle.
Yeah.
So what's happening is as soon as you do take that battle on, you've got to win it. So the first stage of the battle is to sit the dog on that height, give her that retrieve,
Yeah.
make her hold it there, so you can move back off that. So you like it's more or less like on a place board but higher.
Yeah.
Right. So it's bench training we call it.
Yeah.
Or it's better on a table height to do this. So the eye contact with you and the dog is eye to eye, roughly.
Yeah.
And your hand is just straight out into the dog's mouth.
Yeah.
Every time the dog goes to drop it, you pick it up and put it back in the dog's mouth. And you can play that game. And then you praise the dog. And then when she's holding it, you praise her again. And then you can use food if you want to.
Right.
Right? You can use food if you want to. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't use food. But what I say to the dog is, you will do as you're told now. This is obedience training.
Yeah.
This is strengthening the delivery.
Yeah.
Then what happens is, I don't give her any more retrieves out there in the field to race out and pick until she's doing that 100%.
Right.
Then what I do is I sit her on a lower place board.
Yeah.
Put the dummy in her mouth. Make her hold it on the place board and walk round her. Walk back, walk forward. Never ever let her retrieve it at this point. So I can walk round her comfortably.
Yeah.
I can move back and I can take it off her. The day you go out straight away, throw another retriever, out she goes, comes back, drops it before she gets to you, she's testing you again and saying not doing it. So what you have to do is build it up in stages. So that's why it's important. When you go to that level, it means you've got to stick to it 100%.
Yeah.
So what happens is you build it up on the place board, on the table, board training, table training, whatever you want to call it. You then ask the dog to sit there. You walk away from it, you walk back. Then you ask the dog to hold it and come to you 2 feet with it and give it to you. And then you praise her.
Yeah.
Then you do 4 feet, then 6 feet. Then you sit her out off the place board on the grass. You put the dummy in her mouth. You come back behind the place board and you encourage her onto the place board. Every time she drops it, you put it into her mouth and say the same word. What is that word?
Come here. Hold it.
Hold it. There you go.
Yeah.
It has to be hold it, not come here.
Yeah.
It has to be hold it.
Yeah.
Because she's got to learn that cue, that word.
Yeah.
You're building that word and strengthening that command.
Yeah.
Now, that's why I said to you, it's your choice. And you said to me, you could say to me, well, I come here for your advice. You tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't know how much you've been working on the dog. She's doing it 70%, right?
Yeah.
You could try for another month, 2 months on the retrieving and see if the drive comes up even more, because you're getting somewhere. If you weren't getting anywhere, we would have force trained her.
Yeah.
Up to now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what my gut feeling is. Obviously, I said at the minute with the short days, evenings, and whatever, with it being dark straight away when you come home from work. Being limited time during weekdays, obviously I'm getting out in the weekends, so I'm getting out two times a week at the minute.
But let me ask you a question. You saw me forcing her to hold it in the back of the car, in the dog box.
Yeah.
Right? How long was I doing it before I got her to hold it and I was not?
Yeah, not a lot. Minute and a half, couple of minutes, if that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she may learn very, very quickly if you start tidying it up.
Yeah.
Right? But if it can't be a game.
No.
It can't be, if you do it, that's great. If you don't do it,
Yeah.
then you're getting away with it, because that's what she's going to, at first she went, spit it out, spit it out, spit it out, spit it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to put videos like that up. Why? Because it's advanced training that other people will fuck their dogs up.
Yeah.
They'll think, oh, that's what I've got to do.
Yeah.
I've got to force retrieve the dog.
Yeah.
Force retrieving is like saying I've had to turn the stim up on the e-collar. You can't show it on the internet for one reason.
Yeah.
Because people will complain. People will make complaints, and you'll get the backlash for it.
Yeah.
It's one of them things that you just have to do. Now, you could say, is it a breakdown in the training in the first place? It could be. It could be a breakdown in the training in the first place. It could be the fact that she's just genetically not a good retriever. But technically, you don't come across them that often that don't want to retrieve at all.
Yeah.
Just look at the drive she's been going out with on those videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
No, that's what I said to you yesterday. I was pleased with what she'd done at home and progressed in the last few weeks, and again was pleased with what she went and did yesterday. And I already said, like, what we did with her yesterday even with the tennis racket side of things, impressed me with the way she was going out, the length of time she was going out.
How many dogs? Well, just let's just have a guess. How many dogs do you think I've force retrieved over the years of 35 years of dog training?
I don't know. Wouldn't have a clue.
Probably 50.
Right.
Probably 50 dogs. And how many of those dogs did not retrieve at the end of that? Trying that
Hopefully
way.
not many.
All of them retrieved.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Why should I be doing it to every dog? Because you don't need to.
Yeah.
Right? But it's one of them skills that you need to learn and master. And it's a skill that it's a get out of jail card, because at the end of the day, I used to say to people, I'll take your dog in for training. If I can't get it right, I'll give you your money back.
Mm.
Why? Because that's what you got to do when you're hungry and you're young and you're having to pay the bills.
Mm.
So you say to someone, and everyone brings you their shit.
Yeah.
Everyone brings you their fucking rubbish. Their dogs that everyone's struggling with. Don't mean they don't love them. It means they bring you their shit. No one comes in with a fucking lovely dog and go fucking train that, and it trains within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's always fucking, when you first start off, people bring you their problem dog. Yeah. I've had some wonderful dogs that customers have said, bring this dog on, Chris, and train it. Got no faults, trained dead easy.
Yeah.
But what happens is most people who come through that gate for one reason. They got a problem.
Yeah.
And that's where my skills come in.
Yeah.
And that's where you can't beat one-to-one training. I've just been having not an argument but a disagreement with a trainer that I actually support in a lot of the things he says and does, but I have a disagreement on the fact that he says videos don't help you train dogs and books don't help you train dogs. Well, hang on, how did everyone train dogs before the videos come along? They used books. So many people use books. So many people train a dog to a reasonable standard with a book. It doesn't mean you train it to a brilliant standard, but without people leaving information, knowledge and understanding, how will people ever understand?
Yeah.
That's the difference. The skill is being able to put it across. You can't beat one-to-one training without fail. You can't beat one-to-one training.
Yeah.
But there's a compromise. How many miles have you done to get here?
Just under 350 to get here, so you're 700 mile round trip.
700 mile round trip. If you're not getting value for money,
Yeah.
or someone's giving you nothing but a beasting for no good reason,
Yeah.
or fucking being nasty to your dog, are you going to go back to them?
No, you're
No,
not.
exactly.
Yeah.
Did you like what I was doing to your dog in the back of the car with the force retrieving? Be honest with me.
It's not that pleasant to see, but you're not hurting a dog. It's just frustrating for me to see it, knowing it's getting to this point that she's not coming on as we'd like her to. But you're not hurting a dog in any way. I can see that.
Exactly, but visually it don't look nice.
No, it don't look that pleasant.
The dog don't look happy.
No.
But guess what? She was holding it and giving me a soft eye,
Yeah.
ears back, and
Yeah.
going, "Oh please, I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
I'll be your friend."
Yeah.
Why? Because instantly she went, "Freaking hell, you're not to be messed with." Where she's learnt to mess with you, Sean.
Yeah.
She's learnt to play you,
Yeah.
and you've allowed her to get away with it.
Yeah.
Now I like the fact that you've not been a bully with her.
Yeah.
You've not been. I've seen some people here. I think, freaking hell, no wonder your dog don't like you, mate. You just don't freaking like you because you're freaking horrible. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, and the dogs are different. That's why I said to you, you've got to make that choice.
Yeah.
It's your dog. You've got to make the choice. Will it work? Yes, it will work. How long do you want to carry on going? But I think good on you if you want to give the dog another couple of months before we go down that road.
Yeah.
But once you go down that road, you've got to stick to it.
on it. Yeah.
And I would have to show you on video, and you would have to take the video back to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Not because I'm scared that anyone will see it me doing it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
But it gets negative feedback because idiots go, "That ain't training.
Yeah.
Do it with love and affection."
And then someone else tries it, messes it up, and then they've messed their own dog up by thinking they know what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
Because all dogs are different. Some dogs will fight. Some dogs are soft. And she just went, "Oh shit." But what happens is, there's a new, I won't say it's a new method of training. It's training dogs in boxes. They're building a box, a plywood box, but with the front of the door off the kennel.
Right.
Exactly the same as that, really.
Yeah.
They're putting the dog in that box. They teach the dog to hold it, they give the dog a treat. Teach the dog to hold it, give the dog a treat. Teach the dog to hold it, give the dog a treat.
Yeah.
Eventually the dog's opening its freaking mouth and clamping itself on the fucking thing because it's going, "Fucking give me that because I want the treat."
Yeah.
So you're changing the mindset to get the dog to do it.
Yeah.
So you can do it through positive,
Yeah.
right, with food.
Yeah.
Or you can do it through negative. You will hold it because I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I'm the dominant one. Have I ever done it with food? Yes, on the very, very odd occasion.
Yeah.
But not very often. Mainly, you will hold it now. The dominance of me. So I send the dog out, say, get out. The dog goes out to it, stands over it and goes, not picking it. I go out to the dummy, pick the dummy up, put it in the dog's mouth and say, hold it.
Yeah.
Same command as I was doing on the bench.
Yeah.
But I've built it up in a number of stages before I do that. If you just send a dog out and she drops it and you pick it up and put it in her mouth and say, hold it, she'll just spit it out, spit it out, spit it out, and she'll win that battle and she'll never get to retrieve.
Yeah.
If we're going to give the dog forced retrieving, you've got to absolutely nail it and not give in under any circumstances. When I say nail it, you've got to be 100% positive that's the road you're going to go down now. You're not going to... It's like me saying to a dog, sit, and it says, I'm not sitting.
Yeah.
Once I make that decision to say sit, you've got to sit.
Yeah.
I've built it up with gameplay.
Yeah.
I've built it up with friendliness, with positive. Now I'm saying to you, you know the command, now do it.
Yeah.
So once you've taught it on the bench and you can put it in her mouth and she's just holding it without having to clamp it, and she's holding it lovely and you're praising her and she's loving it, she thinks, oh, I love you, Dad, you're giving me some affection. That's where my affection comes into the dog.
Yeah.
Not all the time on the floor like you saw with the video I showed you yesterday.
Yeah.
That is important.
Yeah.
So it's because you're that height.
Yeah.
Right, and that dog then holds it, right? But that is the last resort of that. Can I teach the dog to do it with gameplay and treats? Yes. You can do that as a puppy if you want to.
Yeah.
But you don't need to as long as you get that dog to bring it in and give it you up here.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Very seldom you cause a problem if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Any questions?
No, I understand it. I mean, what you're saying. I think I do. Like I say, I want to go away and give it one more crack with her, and just see if I can improve on what we've got so far. As I say, I'm pleased with. I've made an improvement from what we had last time when I was last here, and just hopeful that I can get another improvement by carrying on. And if I can't, they come back next time. Obviously, keep in touch with you and just say, look, it isn't improving. It's basically stayed the same as it is. We've hit a brick wall. I'm not now moving forward at home. Then that will have to be a decision to say, look.
Because you imagine you've got the dog now sitting out there.
Yeah.
You can put it in its mouth and say, hold it.
Yeah.
And it holds it, and you can then call it in, and it gets on the place board. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Gets on the place board. Sit up, hold it, stroke the top of the head. Good girl. Take it off her. Then all of a sudden, she's doing that. You can throw it out, send her, out she goes. She picks it because she knows she's got to hold it. She brings it back in. She gives it you because she's getting the praise when she comes back in. Then you've mastered it. That's the skill. The skill is mastering it. But it's bringing it together in stages. You cannot just go, right, you are going to frickin' hold this today.
Yeah.
And race out and ram it down its throat. Because guess what? That dog will spit it out every time without fail.
Yeah.
And then it will stop. It will actually refuse to retrieve. And what happened is, blinking, when we call blinking, is it runs over the dummy, it knows it's there, and it just turns and goes, I'm not picking
Which
it.
is what happened this morning.
And that's what happened a number of times this morning. And that's what I'm saying to you, is what happens is she's associating hunting is more important than retrieving, sod the retrieving. Because you give her a break for a week, and you'd said, right, let's give you a break, let's do very little with you. When she came down, she said, oh, I'll play that game.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important you do it with a tennis ball. And the tennis ball is easy to put in the mouth and make them hold it. The dummy, that rabbit skin dummy is easy. A big dummy, you don't do it with. You do it with a small dummy.
Yeah.
Right? You don't do it with a big dummy. That's why it's important that when people come to the trainer, he shows them everything of how to do it properly if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Because you'll just fuck them up. Because you'll be opening the heavy dummy in the dog's mouth and asking it to clamp it. It will be carrying that heavy dummy in a minute once you've taught it with the light stuff.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
But what you've got to say is, okay, I'm getting the retrieve, but she's dropping it. That's what I've watched yesterday. She 1 minute she's bringing it in nearly right to you. Next minute she's just dropping it and saying, my game's finished, I want to clear off. And you're letting her do a circle around you instead of sit up. In, sit up, in, sit up. And that's what you do with the placeboard training, as in, or bench training. Once you've got them holding it on the bench, you then move into the yard. Once you're in the yard, you then move back into the field. You do it in stages like we've done it.
Yeah.
But like you say, your job, you go away and work on that and see what you can do.
Yeah.